Hello guys, it's me, Greed here. Yesterday I went back and played 5v5 because you can't wide group in 6v6, and I was playing with people in my Discord, so we had to go 5v5. And listen, I already know 5v5 sucks, okay? Like, I knew the whole time 5v5 is terrible. I've been talking about how bad 5v5 is for a long time, right? However, 5v5 is so bad. It's like, when I was playing it, I was like, there is no possible way that I used to play this. That it cannot be true. I did not play this. It's so terrible, right? And I want to talk about why. First of all, I had to play tank the entire time, apart from a couple of games where I played DPS. So I didn't actually play any support, which doesn't matter because I already know support's brain dead. But I was extremely surprised with how insanely brain dead tank is in 5v5. You like the tank heroes in this mode are so unbelievably overpowered in comparison to everything else. It's insane. You are not the strength of two tanks put together. You are far stronger, okay? You cannot die. You have to troll the game, or your team has to troll the game so monumentally for you to die. It's unbelievable. You can be so shit tier at this role and still do so good. And I know a lot of tank mains that play 5v5 are going to come in and be like, oh no, you didn't get the counter picking experience. Oh, I did. Trust me, I got all of it. I got counter picking, I got hard focusing, I got my team not switching for me, I got spawn camping, I got all of it. All of the worst of the worst. And it really wasn't that bad, because your hero is so stupendously overpowered, it's irrelevant, right? Like, when I'm on Ramatra, I don't think I should be doing 20,000 damage for 10 minutes like I do in this game, especially when I'm spending most of the game shooting Maywalls and ram shields and ram blocks with damage reduction. But my damage output on this character, and really on all the tank heroes, is so insanely high that I can't believe tank players genuinely complain. And listen, this comes from the perspective of someone that plays a lot of tank. I've played a lot of tank in 5v5, I've played a lot of tank in 6v6, but having actually played 6v6 after 5v5 comes out, it makes me realize people that cry in 5v5, the only valid complaint a 5v5 tank has is counter picking is annoying. Outside of that, you have no complaint. The role is so stupendously broken, right? And the same goes to support. Support is so ludicrously broken in this role too. And I want to explain why tank and support feel so stupendously broken, right? When you're playing tank, you don't really have a lot of options, right? You kind of just have your basic gameplay loop, and it's very easy. Your actual basic gameplay loop is very simple. However, dealing with you is also really simple, if you get what I mean, right? Like, to be effective on tank is very easy, but to deal with a tank is also very easy. And the way that on Ramatra, I can just walk you down, shield in front of you, and shoot you in the brain and you'll die, is the same way that an Ana player can just perma-sleep me all game. Do you know what I'm saying? Those two things exist simultaneously, and it makes 5v5 such an unbelievably brain-dead format, because the skill is almost irrelevant in a lot of cases, because all of the supports and tanks are so overpowered that it isn't about which player displays a greater amount of skill that wins. It's which player is able to abuse the counteractment part of the game onto another player more efficiently than the other, right? Like, if I'm on Ramatra, I know that I can just walk their supports down and kill them. As long as they don't CC me, I can walk on them and they'll die, right? Even if it's a carry TP and a scissor, I'll just kill her through it. It doesn't matter, right? And the enemy supports know, all they have to do is spam me down with CC and anti and so on, and it'll make it so that I can't do anything, right? At no point do either of us display any skill. I'm playing a character with near 1,000 HP of armor, walking on you and beating your brains out in 3 seconds, and you're playing a character that can make me fall asleep every 12 seconds for 3 seconds or whatever, right? Plus, if you groggy me and anti me, you basically take me out of the fight for like almost 10 full seconds of not really being able to do anything. So neither of us are displaying any skill in the interaction. The only skillful role in 5v5 is DPS, and the majority of the DPS are brain dead. For example, if you're playing Torb, just shoot the tank. If you're playing Hitscan, get on a minor off angle and shoot the backline. That is it. The only really skillful heroes in 5v5, honestly, are probably Tracer, Genji, Soldier, Reaper, Mei, Sim, kind of the brawly ones, the rush brawl DPS, because you don't have a lot of poke to get early engages, if you know what I mean. You can't just spam someone down and then collapse on top of them. You kind of have to go at people with the idea that they're already prepared for you, which is a big reason why hitscan can be so overpowered, is it's really easy to soften a target down before you actually go for your aggressive plays. Like, you can play very passively but still soften people up for when you go aggro to give you a much easier time, a much easier job, if you know what I'm saying. Whereas the brawl DPS aren't capable of that, and it's the same thing the supports and tanks are capable of. They're all symptoms of the same problem. They all have this stupid ability to soften people down really, really effectively before they actually commit to any engage or any aggression or so on. And it means that you can end up getting in situations where you're able to gain a massive advantage by putting in no risk, burning no resources, not doing anything of skill or value, and basically just standing there and shooting. And that's what makes this format so bad, as well as the other parts. With obviously, I've already explained this in a million videos, the supports have to be broken in the backline because there's no off tank to compensate for the fact that they can be more easily accessed, right? You see what I'm saying? So you have to make the support stronger, but they're way too strong as is, obviously. But I do get it. I understand the balance philosophy behind making the support stronger, though I don't know, man, like, they're a little bit too strong, if you know what I'm saying. And then I had games where I'm playing Hog into 6 counter picks. I was Hog, and I was into Ana Zen, Queen. I don't even remember what their DPS were. I think it was Mei something. It doesn't matter, right? Basically, I can't do anything. But I'm on a bajillion HP super tank, where if I look at you and I hit my hook, you die. So basically, I just spent the whole game walking around in their backline, hooking a guy, running away and healing, standing there, healing, running in, hooking a guy, running away and healing, over and over and over again. And there's nothing they can do. There is nothing they can do. They have two choices. They either all come back and dump all the resources on me and kill me and give up all the space, or they accept that I'm going to kill their backline. And unfortunately, no matter what you choose, you lose, right? Because you either give up all the space and let us get all the cart push, or you just let me keep farming your team in the backline all day. There's no winning. There's nothing you can do about it. Because the 5v5 tanks are so strong that the only way to kill them is to have a large amount of dedicated resources on top of them at once. A large burst of pressure on them to actually either force them out of a position, or to kill them, or to weaken them enough to make them run, or so on. So if it's just me in the backline with Ana, Zen, and like a Genji, I'm just saying, I'm killing all of them on Hawk. I'm killing them all. They can't do anything. I'm gonna pop my heal for my extra run speed. I'm gonna run to a Mega. I'm gonna grab a Mega. I'm gonna hook the Zen and kill him. I'm gonna run to the next Mega with my heal resource. I'm gonna hook the Ana and kill her. I'm gonna run to the next Mega. I'm gonna kill the Genji. I'm gonna run to their spawn. I'm gonna spawn camp the Zen. There is nothing they can do unless they want to dedicate all the resources to me. Which is why basically the entire time I was playing 5v5 and playing tank especially, I basically just spent the whole game running directly at their backline because they can't stop me. I've got a bajillion HP, I do more damage than anything, I've got more survivability than anything, all my cooldowns are better, my ults are better. There's literally no counterplay to this outside of hard CC spam. And if they don't have it, you lose. You just lose the game, right? So the support role is brain dead because all of your cooldowns are stupendously overpowered. You have way too much healing and damage output. Your cooldowns are way too strong in general. Basically, everything about it, especially the balance and the design philosophy on the characters, is way too good, right? All of it doesn't make any sense. There's no real balance. There's no trade-off to any of the things that you do. There are only real benefits. There's no trading value. For example, with a Lucio, if you were going to commit backline with a Lucio, you have to understand you can't speed your team anymore, right? If you're fighting Widow, you can't speed your team. And if you're speeding your team, you can't fight Widow, right? That does not apply to most of the supports nowadays, where a Kiriko can be healing her team, Kitsuneing her team, Suzuing her team, and fighting Widow all at the same time, right? There's no trade-off between either of these things, especially when you learn the Tukunai Wanafuru combo, where you can weave your healing between your damage and you basically get full uptime anyway. It's just very silly. And it's the same thing with tanks. Like, there was really nothing stopping me from just running backline and killing your team outside of you spamming CC on me. And that's what I mean by the format is so brain dead. Because there's one tank, he has to be overpowered. Because there's no off tank, the supports have to be overpowered, because the supports are too accessible in the backline without an off tank to peel for them. And you can't have your one tank peel because you give up space. So you have to have the tank be overpowered because he's alone. You have to have the supports overpowered because they're basically alone. And that means the DPS get to not play the game anymore. How do people play this format? People genuinely log in every day to play Overwatch and play 5v5. I don't get it. And that's what I mean when I said Overwatch isn't for Overwatch players anymore. And all of Reddit and Twitter, they're like, oh, like this fucking crybaby. Of course Overwatch is for Overwatch players. No, it isn't. This is not Overwatch. Even 6v6 in Overwatch 2 is barely even Overwatch because the flow of the game is so fucked over from the horrible hero design and the shit game balance, right? And that's why Classic was so good. And that's why the forums are full of people saying, bring back 2020 patch. Bring it back. Bring back Classic. I want to play more Classic, right? Because this is shit. I can't believe people log in and play 5v5. And the majority of the people, and actually not even the majority, every single person that logs in and plays 5v5 is not an Overwatch player. They don't like playing Overwatch because if they did, they'd play 6v6, which is closer to the real experience. And listen, that's absolutely fine. I'm not using that as some slur or some derogatory term or whatever. If you prefer playing 5v5, good for you, brother. I'm glad you're having a good time. I'm glad the game is working for someone, okay? However, that you cannot say, oh, I really like Overwatch, and then say, yeah, I'm a 5v5 player. That's bullshit. This is not real Overwatch, right? In the same way, if let's say you really like a certain game, and they change it drastically, and then I go, yeah, I like that game. You'd go, well, not really, you don't, because that's not what that game actually is. They've just fucked it over, right? But I'm glad you were enjoying what you're playing, but I wouldn't consider that to be the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are not equivalents, right? They're not the same game. Just because they got the same name doesn't make them the same game. But that is what it is, right? If you play 5v5, I don't know what you're smoking. This format is absolutely horrible. Anyway, I love you all. My name is Cool Guy. I love you. Praise the Lord. Have a good day. I love you all. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.